Wow, stories.
Am I the idiot for telling my coworker that the hand-me-downs she collected for my toddler were disgusting? I'll try not to make this terribly long. My coworker contacted me to let me know that she had some hand-me-down clothes that my toddler was welcome to. She said they were in play condition, well-loved and some stains, but all were freshly laundered. Now, I don't mind stains or worn clothes for my toddler at this point. She will either make it that way herself or burn through brand new clothes too fast, so we love pre-loved for this stage. I picked up the box, and there were some really cute clothes that we are definitely going to use. Folded in, however, was a pair of black pants. I held them up to take a look, as I did with each piece to make sure it's something I'd use, and noticed that it was wet. I took a sniff and immediately smelled diarrhea poop. Gagging, I turned it around, and sure enough, there was a rancid poop stain on the pants. This really pisses me off because, well, I feel like that's totally unacceptable. I would never in a million years think of sending that to someone's house, and I would make sure what I'm folding truly is clean. Anyways, when I saw her next, I said that I found a pair of pants with actual wet, seemingly fresh poo stains folded neatly into the pile. I told her this was disgusting, and to please check clothing properly before handing them to someone. It's completely unhygienic, and while I appreciate the clothing, it's really not okay. She apologized to me profusely, but then I heard through a different colleague that she was telling people I was an ungrateful idiot because I complained about the clothes being too old when I should have expected it as they were hand-me-downs, and of course mentioned nothing about the shitted pants. I said that her side of the story wasn't true, and what had actually happened. Anyways, I'm pissed off, but I do understand it's embarrassing that it happened for her. I don't see how someone does this without knowing. Am I an idiot for telling her it's not okay despite her being kind enough to pass down clothes? Not the idiot. You weren't mad about the clothes being worn out, you were mad because they were covered in poop. I would think it would be common sense to make sure the clothes were clean before gifting them to you, but apparently not. Everyone sucks here. Yes, it's disgusting, but if it's one pair of pants, I would guess it's a mistake and someone put them there by mistake. My kid moves clothes around all the time. OP sucks because you don't have to be all high and mighty and tell your coworker how it's disgusting and blah blah blah, she knows. It's poop. And again, if it was just one item, it was obviously a mistake. The coworker sucks for spreading rumors that you didn't appreciate the clothes. This situation could have been resolved with, "Hey, I think something went wrong, one of the pants had fresh poop on them." "Oh, I'm sorry," and then the end of the situation. Now, for the next story. Am I the idiot for telling my sister she'll always be Indian no matter how much she tries to whitewash herself? I'm male 17, and my sister is female 15. Our parents were immigrants from India before having us, so we've grown up in the US our whole lives. Regardless, I'd say we've stayed decently attached to the culture. We visit India every other summer, we speak our language, and so on. But recently, I've been noticing that my sister has been attempting to distance herself from being Indian, because in her words, it's uncool, and Indians are negatively stereotyped. She's convinced that people don't think she's Indian because we have lightish skin, when she obviously looks Indian, and so do I. When asked about her ethnicity, she always says something along the lines of, "I'm Indian, but most people think I'm Latina, mixed, or Greek-Italian." Nobody thinks that. Has started referring to herself by a white-sounding diminutive of her name. Talks about only wanting to date white guys because Indian guys are unattractive, and obsessively trying to lighten her skin even further. I don't think this is a good mindset. It would be one thing if she was never that attached to the Indian part of her identity, and so doesn't identify as so. It's another that she has and is deliberately pushing it away because she feels it's uncool. That sort of mindset that being Indian is bad only leads to self-hatred, because no matter how much she changes herself externally, she'll know deep down that she's Indian and hate herself for it. And not only is it wrong, it's obvious what she's trying to do, and I know many people find it cringe. So she's hurting herself both mentally and socially. So today I took her aside and told her that no matter how much she tries to whitewash herself, she'll still be Indian, and everybody but her sees her that way. She called me TA for it, but I'm just trying to look out for her. I hope she comes around eventually. Not the idiot. And I see a lot of people here having some very, very closeted, racist, xenophobic opinions, like saying someone from India is now a typical average American girl. Not the idiot. I'm a third-generation American. It is common to feel this way. Assimilation is desirable in immigrant families. As a family, it's important to stress being proud of who you are, where you came from, etc. Take a positive spin on this with your sister. What she's going through is normal. Now, for the next story. Am I the idiot for ruining a proposal? My girlfriend just bought a house and is so excited. She invited a ton of people over for a housewarming. She put so much work into everything. The house looked amazing and the food was delicious. Right after dinner, while my girlfriend was getting dessert, her brother proposed to his girlfriend. I was mad because he hijacked my girlfriend's event that she worked so hard for. Before she could answer, I told him to sit down and quit being so rude and disrespectful to his sister. He was mad, but his girlfriend looked so embarrassed. They ended up leaving. The party was very awkward after that. A lot of people left early. My girlfriend's mom was furious at me because she wanted her son to stop living in sin and I ruined it. My girlfriend said I was sweet but didn't need to do that. Her brother texted me calling me a prick. Was I an idiot for telling them to have some class? Not the idiot. It is just plain rude to start hijacking events for your proposal. Oh, my sister bought a new house? Perfect situation to make sure it revolves all around my proposal. Your brother-in-law sounds like a cheapskate who thought he could get away with it. Is he normally so entitled? Not the idiot, based on your comments alone. Your GF says she's used to her family hijacking her events so clearly this is not a one-time thing. It seems her family uses every happy moment of hers to have the spotlight shining on themselves. I think all the YTA comments are weird. Now for the next story. Am I the idiot? Neighbor's dog got my dog pregnant without my consent. Now he wants one of the puppies? One day while I was away, my grandfather let my dog out in the backyard for a few minutes. He didn't notice that my neighbor's dog was also there. Somehow, he managed to get close to my dog and mate with her without anyone noticing. This wouldn't usually happen as my dog would usually bark away other dogs, and coincidentally, according to my father, he saw my neighbors outside just deliberately waiting for his dog to get a lock on my dog and did not stop his dog. A few weeks ago, she gave birth to 5 beautiful puppies. They are all healthy and adorable. They look like a mix of both parents. However, as soon as my neighbor found out about the puppies, he came over and demanded that I give him one of them. He said that since his dog was the father, he had the right to claim one of them as his own. I refused to give him any of the puppies because A. He never asked me for permission or consent before letting his dog mate with mine. B. He never took any responsibility or care for his dog or mine during or after the pregnancy. C. He doesn't have a proper environment or lifestyle for raising a puppy. D. He feeds his dog human food, which is bad for their health. I don't know what to do now. I don't want to give up any of the puppies because A. They are part of my family now and I love them all equally. B. They are bonded with their mother and siblings and separating them would be traumatic for them. C. They are still too young to be weaned or separated from their mother. They are only 4 weeks old. D. He leaves his dog outside all day without shelter or attention. Am I the idiot for wanting to keep them? Edit. I want to thank everyone for taking the time to comment and educate me for the effects of keeping them together. I might also have been probably the "you're the idiot" for my own selfishness of keeping them for their own good. But learning upon the effects of keeping them together, and as others pointed out, me being 15 and not being able to afford to neuter, spay them, I will be having them entrusted some asterisk trusted relatives of mine, believing they will have a good home once mama dog shows signs of not wanting to have anything with them anymore. Everyone sucks here. You for blaming his dog when you both decided not to spay or neuter your dogs. Coincidentally, your dad saw this happen and also didn't stop it from happening, and your grandpa was the one who let this out. It's also ridiculous to think you're going to manage 6 dogs when you haven't managed 1. He too sucks and shouldn't have the puppies either, not the idiot. He seems to think he has rights such as pick of the litter for stud dog contracts, but he obviously does not since there was no contract, planning, or even permission. If he cannot supervise, train, and care for the 1 dog, he has no right getting a second one. But you keeping 6 dogs when the first was not spayed seems like a very bad idea. Obviously, I'm speaking of keeping them after they are weaned. Find them good homes with caring people who will cherish them and give them everything they need.